In this video, we're going to talk about how to identify the declension of a noun in Latin, or how to identify the group it belongs to. We have 5 declensions: first, second, third, fourth, and fifth declension. Across the top of our columns here, you'll see the 3 different parts that make up dictionary definitions of nouns. Generally, you always get the nominative singular form, the genitive singular form, and then the gender of that particular noun. First declension is one of the easiest to recognize. The nominative singular will always end in the letter A, and the genitive singular will always end in the letter AE. Almost all of these nouns are feminine, but some of them are masculine. Generally, those tend to be male professions, such as pirata, pirate, nauta, sailor, agricola, farmer, and so on. Now, when we get to the other declensions, you can't just recognize the declension by looking at the nominative singular. In fact, I advise against that. Where you need to look is here, the second word of the dictionary definition, the genitive singular. That is what truly tells you the declension of the noun. If it is a second declension noun, you're going to see a long I there. If it's third declension, you'll see a short IS. For fourth, a long US, and for fifth, E long I, or long E, long I. Watch out, when we get to this one, we'll talk about how to tell the difference between this and second declension, because sometimes those get mistaken. Now, one of the reasons you can't just look at the nominative singular is that can be misleading. The nominative singular for second declension tends to fall in 5 categories: us or eus, er or just r, or the ending This declension, for the most part, either masculine for the first 4 endings, or neuter when we get the ending um. So us, eus, er, and r are masculine nominative singular endings for this declension, and all second declension neuter words will have a nominative singular that ends in There are also some words in third declension where the nominative singular ends in us, such as corpus, or perhaps in er, such as mater and pater. And then there's other endings, such as or, or maybe rs, or maybe bs, as in herb, rs as in ars. Perhaps you'll see x as in pox. Perhaps you will see a L as in animal, or just an E as in mara. There's just so many different endings that I don't bother to identify them all. I just put a star here. Or some people will say that it is given, as in given to you by the dictionary definition, or that it could be anything, because really almost anything goes. I'm just going to stick with the star. But remember, you can always identify this by looking at the genitive singular. If it's third declension, that second word of the dictionary definition will end in a short is, not to be confused with the long is of the ablative plural and dative plural in the first and second declensions. And you can get any gender when you're talking about third declension, masculine, feminine, or neuter. It doesn't matter. You see them all. Fourth declension gets a little simpler. You'll see either the ending us or the ending u. If it's us, you're looking at the masculine or feminine noun. Most of the fourth declension words are masculine, however, so I'll put feminine in parentheses. But ending u, kind of like when we had in second declension, it can only be neuter. So the u is only the neuter ending. So here, the masculine words are the most common, such as portus, but we also get some feminine ones, such as domus and manus, and there are some neuters as well, cornu, genu, and so on. For fifth declension, we see es in the nominative singular, and almost all of these are feminine, but there is one masculine one, the word for day. One good clue as to whether you're dealing with a long I because it is a fifth declension, or a long I because it's second, if you are getting confused, is to look here, because you'll see that the ending es is not an option for second declension, and also the fact that there are really almost no feminine second declensions. That's very rare. But if you're talking fifth declension, all but that dies are feminine. So that'll be a good clue. And that is how you identify the declension of a noun. Remember, start with the genitive singular. That's the most important.